Hi, Kerry Garrison with 888 VoIP Store, and today we're taking a look at the new Grandstream GXV3175 multimedia phone. This is a pretty cool phone here because it's got a nice big display on it. It's color touchscreen display, has a little home key down at the bottom, so it kind of works like an iPad or iPod Touch. Also, it kind of works like an Android in that you can just kind of swipe between different home screens here. That's an empty one. I've got a clock and news and weather reports, RSS feeds, all kinds of cool different little widgets that you can add to those home screens. It also has a YouTube player, weather widgets, a bunch of built-in applications. It also has Google Voice built in. So once you set up a Google Voice account, you can make and receive those calls right from the phone without having to hook up Google Voice in a convoluted way into your PBX system. So let's go ahead and take a close-up look at some of the features of the GXV3175. So this is just one of the home screens. You can customize it with different widgets. Here I've got an info widget up here. I've got a clock widget, weather widget. We can add different news feeds. I've already got some set up over here. So I've got an Android one, I've got a photography one, I've got a business and finance news feed. You can see them update there. So they can set those to update every 5 minutes, 30 minutes, 60 minutes, whatever you'd like. I'm going to swipe over here, and now we can see that article. Press the home button here. Swipe on over. I've got CNN, stock reports, and then I think I've got a blank one over here. And back to the home. We've got YouTube, internet radio, browsers, news videos. Here we can go picture in picture here, and there we are. Let's not stay on that for very long. Go to the menu. We can see we've got different apps, social networks. We've got Google Voice. Different photo setups. Here we can go to Flickr. Fanfare, World Photo, Picture Viewer, slideshows, things like that built in. And let's see some of the other apps that are on here. News services, some games. If you're really bored, you can play Tetris or Sudoku on here. And then if we want to make a phone call, we can just hit the phone. And now we're ringing one of the other phones here in the house. So this is the GXV3175 interface. Let's get back and see how we set this up. Well, now that we've taken a look at some of the features, let's go ahead and log in to the web interface. We can just go to the Settings tab on here, find the IP address, log in, and set up an account. You can set up an account right from the phone, but I find it's just a little bit easier to do it from the web interface. Let's go ahead and take a look now and see how we set up the phone to work with most current IP PBX platforms. I'm here at the login screen, and by default it's admin and admin. Keep that in mind because some Grandstream phones are admin and 456. This one is admin and admin. I'm going to log in here, and I'm just going to go to my account 1. Now, by default, it's set up with an account on here that you can make video calls to other people on the IP Video Talk network. And I don't use that. I set it up with my own system, so I'm going to override that so that it just makes dialing easier. So here I've got my account name, my SIP server. SIP user ID is the same as my authentication ID. My authentication password, my voicemail user ID. That's going to be the phone number that we dial to get into voicemail. And the name, which is just going to be the display. And we can just save that. And just kind of go through these settings here real quick so you can see what other things that you might need to change. For the most part, everything should come up and work. with the exception of some of the video codecs and the dial plan. We want to take a look at that. So by default here, I've only got H.264. If I want to be compatible with other systems, I might want to go ahead and put H.263 in there. Go ahead and save that. And then I'm going to go to call settings. And by default, the call plan is a little light, and we can modify that to fit the different phone systems that we're working with and make sure that it's going to work properly. Here I've got just some 3-digit dialing for internal calls, and then some 7- and 10-digit dialing. If I want to add that, I can just so I just added 7 X's and 10 X's, so I can do 7- and 10-digit dialing. You can get a lot more complicated with the dial rules in here, specifying different prefixes and things like that. So I'm just trying to get a basic system up and running here. So I'll go ahead and save that. And then I'm just going to want to reboot just to make sure those settings take effect. And there you have it. We've seen some of the features of the GXV3175. We've taken a look at how to set it up, and now you can kind of see what is in store for the 3175. We got new firmware that'll be out that'll support Skype. Got a lot of cool features on here. As I said, you can really customize it to be what you want. You can have different photo albums on here that are playing as your idle screen. So it is kind of a pretty cool multimedia device to have on an executive phone, maybe in a lobby or something where you want something a little more impressive, a conference room, something like that. So check it out. That's the Grandstream GXV3175 here at 888 VoIP Store. This has been Kerry Garrison. Thanks for watching.